Trig producer Sheeran.
Okay, everybody, welcome. Okay, well, in this particular video, let me do a few things here, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this video. Let's see here. Let's see what we can do here for you. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's it. Okay, so in this one, I want to show you kind of a track I've been working on that is a pretty, let's see here, has a very kind of pad sound. So check this out.
Trig producer Sheeran.
Okay, so that's basically the song. So let me walk you through what I've done here. I used Diva for the pad. So here's the pad. Just play the pad for you here. Let's see if it actually plays here. Let's start with the piano. So let me play you the piano. So for the piano, I used, what did I use for the piano? I think I used Addictive Keys for the piano. But what I did is after I did the MIDI on Addictive Keys, I switched the MIDI to audio because it's less intensive on the CPU, plus you can manipulate it a lot easier. And the way you do that is you click right here on this guy, this red button, and then you go up here to Mixer, Disc Recording, Render to Wave, and then or Alt-R, and then you can do that. Ableton does it fairly easily too, probably easier even, but this is very good too. What I did there, that's not, I don't quite like that intro there. It's a little clunky. And the reason why is because I was messing around with the velocity, and somehow something got messed up, and I'm not sure. Something happened there. I played it really smoothly in the actual recording, but then when I was playing with it, it sort of got clunky. And then that intro is actually the actual song, but I cut it in half, so that's why it's not perfect. So if I was to actually do this again, I would play that perfectly, or as close to perfect as possible. So now, once we get into it, so it also has a kick. So hear the kick, right? And I have the kick sidechain to the 808. There's the 808. So let me play you, once we get into the drop, let me play the pad. It's really nice. It's a Diva, and then same thing, I transferred it to wave, to audio. Isn't that beautiful? I just have a little bit of reverb and delay. That's it. EQ, just boom. That's it. Simple. Salt and pepper. Listen to that. That's just gorgeous. Diva is just amazing. I love Diva. Diva is a VST that is trying to basically emulate analog. Yeah, I know. Mother Nature. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, beautiful. It's beautiful. Let me see if I can get to you there, Mother Nature. Yes, thank you. There we go. Oops. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, that's right, Mother Nature. No audio. Yeah, thanks. I think I got it now. Thank you so much for the. Yeah, I had the thing on pause or whatever, mute. Okay. So here's the. Yeah, so let me pause there again. So what I have on the master channel, I mean, I could listen to that all day. It's so beautiful. And there are some songs that I did that earlier tonight or today, maybe, who knows, afternoon. And there are just some songs that they have that beauty, that beautiful, those beautiful chords and feelings. And anytime that I feel something coming, like those chords, and I just go with it. I actually was playing something different right before I did this one. I was just, I don't know, whatever. I was playing some other chord progression. And then this one just suddenly happened. I think I was just playing with Diva, that VST I was telling you about, which is just gorgeous. It's not cheap, and the CPU, like I said, it kills the CPU. But once you transfer it to audio, but I was just playing with that, and I had played on it before, but it had been a while. And, I watch a ton of tutorials, and that's how I've learned how to do this over the last year. And so a lot of people use Diva, this VST, this plugin. And the favorite sound of it, I think it's called blue wave, something like that. And it's just, I mean, I tweaked it a little bit just to kind of add a little bit of highs and took some of the lows out. You can kind of tweak a little sound design. But basically, it's just as it is. And then as far as arranging it, what I did is, if you can see here, let's see, let me get rid of this guy here. Can you get rid of that guy? Let's see here, I think if I can just detach it, right? Okay, there we go. So let me detach this one too. Okay. So as far as the actual audio or the, the notes and stuff, so the 808 is just playing, oh man, I just love that. Just want to hear that all day long. So the 808, there it is. Here it is. 808 is the bass. Obviously, I think we all know that by now. 808 is actually a drum machine back in the 80s called the Roland 808. And hope I can make music just like you. Thank you. Yeah. A couple of said, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, totally. Nintendo. Yeah, that'd be great. I have a friend, my cousin actually, who he and I are making music for Comic-Con, I think. Is that what it's called? He's really into, it's not like gaming. It sort of is, but it's like Nintendo music, but it's actually using like hip hop beats and rap. And so we're actually going to be making some music together. We've done it already once, and then next Friday we're going to do it. And there are competitions on that, and you can enter online. And it's the same hip hop kind of beats, but the rap, which is what he does, it's all like Nintendo stuff. So it's really awesome. I forget the name of the whole thing, but maybe that's what you're talking about. So anyway, let's see here. So back to the notes here. Here's the 808. There's the kick. Then I have a percussion, which I really like. I think it's up here somewhere. Let's see. There it is. Right there. Probably the funnest thing for me, at least, in all this is arranging it. It's taking things out, putting things in, adding the crashes, adding the, of course, the volume. I don't automate the volume. I don't find it quite necessary at this point, although I probably will at some point just automate the volume. But never heard of it, honest. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like what I do, exactly what I do. You would like what I do. If you're interested in joining me in a show, how I can make music just like this. My daughters and a couple others said I should contact Nintendo and sell them my music. Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, never heard of yeah, so I'll have to come up with, my cousin sent me there's like a whole Facebook thing, and it's just, I'm not really into like Nintendo stuff or those sounds or that kind of, I forget the name of the rap style. It's just a little, I'm a little more like, I don't know, into emotional stuff and deep stuff. And the lyrics, of course, of gaming rap is silly, right? So it's not quite my mood or my feelings, but I want to help my cousin. And so, plus what he said is that it's a niche that there aren't a lot of producers in that niche. As you know, the hip hop trap niche is, there's a million of us. And so, but I'm not doing it to be the only one. I'm doing it because I love it. And so, but what I was saying is that what I love is arranging it. I love arranging just these little pauses here, like this here. I learned a lot of these little techniques from, there's a German producer, amazing young man. His name is John Sein. And he does a daily vlog. He doesn't really produce like tutorials like this. He just talks basically the whole time as a vlog, but he's super intelligent, and yeah, I love his, I don't know, I just love hearing him. John Sein, Jonsine. I was listening to what's his name? Not Ill Factor, but the other guy. Another great producer. He's produced for Beyonce. And he was talking about the need for the sequencing to be perfect. Like sometimes, I don't know if it's the piano, but there are times even in this song where the kick and the 808 or the piano aren't synced perfectly. And you can always tell, especially in this kind of stuff, in this genre, that is very emotional, and you want it to be very perfect so that you can really get into the music. And we just came back, my wife and I, from watching Downton Abbey, whatever. I love that whole show. We watched it the whole time when it was actually on TV or Netflix or whatever it was. And, because it's like British royalty in the, 1800s or something, or 1910s, everything is so perfect. And the music, they had this scene at the end when they were dancing with an actual live orchestra, I think it was, yeah. And it just made me realize how we as humans, we love perfection. We love a perfect sunset. We love perfect music. And just because this is done on a computer or by people like you and me that are still learning the tricks of the trade, you want to reach for perfection. And what I mean by perfection is everything be synchronized, everything be just right on time. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I keep doing that. Sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah, I keep muting, but anyway, I should have a red button here or something. But I was saying how beautiful it is in that middle section to have the hi-hats kind of quietly come in, and then the snare have a little bit of reverb on there, so it's just almost like spacey, and then I was singing a little bit at the end. But what I was saying is that my favorite artists are kind of who I kind of think about when I write these songs is Eden. I went to see him like a year ago, and I don't really know if he's still huge, but I think he lives in London, but he grew up in South Africa. If I'm probably wrong on that. No, he's Irish, and he lives in London. That's what it is. Yeah, he's from Ireland, but Eden, like the Garden of Eden. And when I write these songs, I'm a guitar player and vocalist, singer songwriter for most of my life. That's what I did. And I have a couple of CDs and Spotify and all that stuff. But the last year I've been producing more hip hop, trap, and then some of these more lo-fi, chill stuff. But when I think about writing these songs, I'm thinking of playing them live and of having a guitar and a microphone like Eden does and keyboards and having an actual band, a DJ, of course, but then actually having a drummer. And my son is a drummer, so that's my dream to play with him. I play with him at church, but I would love to play these songs like in an actual whatever at a place, at a venue. Having a bass player, I play bass as well, but I would probably live play electric guitar, maybe acoustic, but mostly electric. Sing, of course, play keyboards as needed, having my computer there with Ableton, running this. I'm more of I love FL because it's so simple, but as far as live, I use Ableton. I think Ableton is just perfect. Speaking of perfect, I also use Logic and GarageBand, Reason, ProTools, but for live performance, I like Ableton. But so I'm thinking of having my son David play drums, having a bass player. I have a young man named Carrie, who I think is pretty awesome, another guy named Dave. And then I would play guitar. So my point, what I'm trying to say with Eden is that he does a live show and he's playing guitar and he also has some effects on his voice. And so I'm going to play you a song that, let's see here. What did I do there? I want to play you a song where I sing in it. Let's see. I'm just messing with that picture there. Okay, so let's see. What was it? I think it was this one called I'm Never Gonna Be Like That. I sang in this one, which is what as I said, I sing. That's what I love to do. My father was a great singer. And so now what's going on there? Hold on here. Wow. I don't know why that's happening. How do I turn that off? Okay, I think that's what it is. Okay, I think that's how it is. I don't know why it's happening like that. It's like super loud. I don't know how to do that. Well, let me see here. I don't know what happened there. Trying to just bring the volume down for you guys. It's so loud suddenly. How do I do that? Distraction, how everything's louder. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'll bring it down here just in case it's too loud for you guys as well. One, two. Okay, let me try to get rid of it. How do I turn it off? Okay, that's what it is. I'm going to just say none. Okay, there. Okay, good. That helped, right? Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Still sounds weird in my ears, but I hope it doesn't sound weird to you, but oh well. Oops. One more time.
No. I don't know why you want me to be like that. Don't know why you want me to be like that. never gonna be like that. What you feel, I know it matters. Yes, it matters. Down on what you know, I know it's coming soon. It's not what you want for me, but I know it's true. No, I don't know why you want me to be like that. Don't know why you want me to be like that.
So in this song, it still sounds weird to me. I don't know why all these, I don't know. So hopefully it doesn't sound too strange for you. I think, am I fading back in your, I think I am, huh? I don't know. Let's see, how can I turn off my microphone from, like that one too? No, it's still there. I think somewhere there's still like an open line somewhere. Okay, this one, see, that one should be none. 1, 2, okay, that's better, right? Okay, yeah, that was an open microphone there, open line. Open line, lines are open. Okay, I think that helped. So in this particular, I'm gonna turn this in, okay. So this one, so the way that I'm doing these songs where I'm singing are spoken word kind of thing. It's not really, I don't really rap. I mean, I'm more spoken word sing kind of thing. And so what I do, I was telling my wife about how I write these songs is I first, of course, lay down the beat and produce that as best as possible. And then I have a thought in my head. In this particular case, the thought was, I'm never going to be like that. Like, I don't want to be the way that I sometimes am. I want to be different. And so the reason why there are all these spaces here is because I had just mumble jumble, just fillers basically. And so I took that out. And the filler is just a way to kind of get the flow, get the gist, get the energy out, and try to just get something out on tape, I guess. And that was more spoken word / 80s rap, I think I call it. And then these sung parts, and they have a little bit of auto-tune in there. And that's, my pitch is fairly good, pretty good. But I'm adding it for the effect, just because it's, in terms of this, I'm thinking more Post Malone, because he uses guitars. He sings pretty well. He raps and sings. He uses some auto-tune, but of course he uses his guitar. And so I'm kind of thinking Post Malone when I create these particular beats that are more trap, lo-fi, chill lo-fi, trap. And so, but it's not like lyrically, what I do is I was watching, I think it was either Sting or Paul McCartney or a lot of singers, even Travis Scott, Drake, a lot of these guys. That's how they write. And that's just what works for me as well. Kind of more of a freestyle kind of thing. The first pass, it's just freestyle. Even though I already have a thought in my head of what I want to say, what I want to talk about, just to get it out, get the flow, get the vibe going. And then I go back, and then with pen and paper, I just go back and actually edit the lyrics. And then I record the second, third, fourth times the actual lyrics that I've written, and then just keep editing it that way. So that's what this one is like. I think I have another one that is similar to this one. Let's see. Stop that now. Is that right? Oh, yeah, right. Some of these, let's see. I'm going to close. No. Some of these I do in FL20, some of them in FL12, which is why it sometimes tells me that. But I like FL12, really. 20 is a little too complicated for me. See, there goes the thing again. Okay, let's see. So I think this is a Pro Lamos. Let me turn that off. Okay, still something else. Perk. There's another open mic somewhere here. Yeah, this right there. See, yeah. Okay, I think that is good again. Okay, great. Let me some. Yeah, I know exactly. Chili. We gotta go and be like that. I was sitting back where you really at. Never really know where you're at. Oh wow, that's good. That's good. Yeah, exactly. That's good. I like that. Why you gotta go and be like that. Always sitting back where you really at, never really knowing where. That's good. Let me know, baby. Is it so good? Good. Just trying to help. Let me some Post Malone. Yeah, I know. Chili Lofi. I think. No, definitely. I like that. Yeah, that's really good. Thank you so much. That is really good. So, okay. So this one, let's see.
I'm never gonna live like that.
Oh, yeah. That was that 80s rap thing. Okay, so that's the same one. So as you can see, this is what I had. This is the original thing, that 80s rap that I was saying. But it sounds like, I love big girls and a man. No, I see something else. I love big butts and I cannot lie. That's what it sounds like. Oh, but yeah, let's not do that. Let's see here. So no, let's not save anything. There's another one that I was singing, rapping, whatever, spoken wording on. Yeah, Omnisphere only works on 20, not on 12s. Oh, yeah. Speaking of CPUs. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I love this one. Now, some of these beats that I make, I mean, I've probably made over 500 beats. I started, I think it was in June of last year, June or September, something like that. So it's been a year, and I've probably made 500 beats, maybe more. And I would say, the way I'm thinking about it is maybe a third of them are for me, or half at the most are for me to sing over. But the other half, I just really want someone to use them. So I have my cousin, as I mentioned, and then my other cousin, his sister, she also raps. She does, I think, more traditional kind of straight up stuff. I think she got out of it like a few years ago, but I'm trying to encourage her to come back and use my beats. I mean, they're my family, so I love them, and I have all the stuff here. So, and then I also have a class that I'm teaching on Wednesday nights. It's voice and voice and kind of a small ensemble of younger singers that I'm working with. And as soon as that begins to grow and I get a feel for who they are, I'm gonna bring my beats to that class and tell them that this is also something that I do, and see if any of them wanna jump on these beats and throw down some bars, as the kids call it, because there's just too many beats. And I mean, first, not all of them are great, but I think this one's pretty good. And plus, what's good for me may be terrible for somebody else, and vice versa. So the point is creating, and then you never know, someone may hear something and think this is either perfect, or like I had a friend who was a legit rapper. This is like 15 years ago, and he was a white rapper. I remember back then there was no Drake, no Travis Scott, much less Post Malone or Mac Miller. Some of these amazing guys. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. And he was a white rapper, and I remember his name is Tapwater. He used to go by Tapwater, and he was just amazing. I've always loved hip hop since, I don't know, the 80s, as I said. And I remember thinking, I would ask him, so like, what are you going to rap to? Like, what music, what beat? And he said, just play something on the drums, because I play drums too. And I think someone else played drums. I played bass, and it was just the two of us, and we were on the stage playing outside of this parking lot, this carnival thing. And I just started going, and I guess that was the first time that, 20 years ago, that I realized that for a rapper, an artist, you just want a beat. And I still think about that to this day, even though now, of course, with all this technology and all these VSTs, it's so easy to create beautiful stuff. I mean, I listen to Sicko Mode, Travis's thing. Oh my goodness, it's just so perfectly produced. Speaking of that, but really a rapper, and I've had a few kids here in my house. They just want a beat. I mean, yeah, some of them, like this is one young man who I worked with. He wanted a West Coast beat. Is that what it was called? Yeah, I mean, it was called West Coast, but I don't know if that's what he asked for. But so maybe it wasn't that. Anyway, he said something. I didn't know what that sounded like. I'm still not totally well versed on what is West Coast, what is boom bap, what is house. I mean, I know what EDM is, of course, but even trap, I don't even know what trap really sounds like. I mean, I know it comes from Atlanta, and it started with these young African American, most of them young men and women, feeling trapped in their homes, and that's where this music came out of. But as far as the genres and what makes it truly rap, I don't really know. But I do listen to a ton of hip hop. I've always loved it. But working with my friend Tapwater taught me that all you really need to do is to lay down a beat. But then, of course, I think the beauty of the reason why I got into this last year is just listening to Travis Scott. And yeah, Mac Miller, oh my goodness. I mean, I think those two especially. I'm not Drake, it's just a little too gooey for me, even though I probably am more along those lines myself with all my lo-fi, chilly, emotional stuff, sadness, sleeplessness type of music. That's kind of what I write. But Travis Scott, Mac Miller, those two especially, I think. Any other rapper? I mean, Eden I mentioned, but he's not a rapper. But those two hip-hop guys. Who else do I really love? I think those two guys, I just love them to death. Mac Miller, no pun intended anyway. So Mac Miller and Travis Scott. Post Malone, I think those three are just geniuses. I mean, I think Billie Eilish is also a genius, but she's not really into hip hop, or it's more pop / emo, whatever. Although she's incredible as a singer and songwriter with her brother. But what I was saying is that the complexity of their music is what draws me in. And that's why I started doing this, because especially Sicko Mode, oh my goodness, I thought, wow, speaking of perfection, right? What a piece of art. I thought it was just so artistic. And I mean, rap up until then, I didn't think it was, it hadn't reached that level. I mean, I'm sure it was coming along, and Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I mean, all this stuff has been building over the last 10, 20 years. I mean, all these amazing artists. I mean, yeah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and I mean, go all the way back to Tupac and Biggie and all those guys. I mean, Dr. Dre, and of course NWA, and I mean, I love that stuff. But the complexity, the beats, and all the software, I think most of them use Ableton FL, some of them use Logic, and all their producers, I think Travis's producer's name is V or C or something like that. I mean, they all use different producers, but would I love to be a producer for some of those guys? No, I don't really, they know the drug culture is what would I want one of them to sing to one of my beats, to get, like they call it, placements? Not really. That's not really my goal. My goal is, first, as I said, I want to sing to my own beats. Then the other half, I want to have other artists just jump on them and use them and have them use my space and collaborate with them. Kind of like, what's that guy's name? Kenny Beats, who has a studio and all they do is smoke dope and stuff. But I don't know. I'm not into that. But I would like to create a place here in my studio. I mean, I have a couple studios, but in this one here, where young people can come in and they can jump on a beat and just go with it. So that would be really my dream. Let me check the comments here. Let's see. How about Pure Water? Trap, what they play in the trap house. It's rapping house. Exactly, yeah. California. Yes, yeah, exactly. Indeed, tap water. Yeah, pimping that shit. Water. Your family, your class. Make sure you're doing that. You're close. I can never mind else. People. Great. Your other brothers can't deny when the girl walks in with a bitty little bitty waist and her thing in your face, she gets sprung. Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, totally. Love her beats. How about Pure Water? One of my favorites. Ric Flair Drip that beat. Ric Flair Deep. Ric Flair Drip. Is that a song or is that an artist? I don't think I know who that is. Ric Flair Drip. So that's my goal with these beats, is to do some myself, maybe half at most, and then the other half, as I said. So yeah, let's finish this one. Let's see here. Let me show you what I'm using here for these. For that, I love that sound. That ba da ba 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 ba. What am I using for that? Oh yeah, 6-string. Yeah, yeah. C minor. I love that. I love this 6-string shamisen. I love this DX7. I had the Yamaha DX7 and I think I sold it. There are two or three things that I have sold in my lifetime that I just laugh at. This is one of them. I had a DX7 that I sold. I mean, who would have thought, right? Back then that these things would be amazing. I had this, and then I sold a guitar at Gibson Chet Atkins. Jeez. And then a couple other things, but those are the two that I just laugh at. So that's that sound. Da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. This one here. Let's see here. That one. I love that sound. And then, I mean, the 808 is just 808. And the Dune, yeah, I love this Dune sound. Let's see, what do we have for the Dune here? Oh yeah, see this Dune, man. I don't know why this is the is it a lead, I think? Let's see, what did I have? I think that was it. Somehow this one resets every time. That's definitely not it. Let's see. I like to use the bendy thing here on the keyboard. Doesn't sound that great, but you know, I like the idea, the effect. That's not it either. This thing resets every time. What's annoying is I had all the presets. I don't know why it doesn't save all my presets in this one. It wasn't it, but it's close enough. Lead RH, okay. So on my master, I don't know what this, that's slot 3. I don't know why that is. I'll get rid of that. So this I learned from, let's see, none. I don't know. None? Still there. No one knows. Slot 3, none. Oh well. So I learned how to do the master from, my friend John Stein in Germany. My friend, meaning, you know, people that I follow online. And then this other guy I was telling you about, he has a podcast that I love. Let's see, just so you can have the name here in case you might listen to it. I listen to a bunch of podcasts on production stuff. This one, what's it called? It's with those people. There it is. Blap Chat. And the name of the available episodes. What's his name? I don't know why they don't have like the names of these people on here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I want to look it up because I like to mention the people's names that I'm learning from, especially. Because I don't know. You never know who might benefit from it. So how will I even find what his name is? Ill. It wasn't ill. It was like ill mind. That's what it is. But see, it's not ill. It's like Is that ill mind? Maybe it is ill mind. So yeah, it's ill mind. So amazing guy, Filipino. I just mentioned that because he said that. Someone said to me, "You do it all." He's like, "That's Filipinos, man. We do it all." I relate to that. I'm not Filipino, but people think I am. I'd love to be everything. But so yeah, I love Ill Mind, and he's the one that taught me how to put him and a couple of the guys. A soft clipper, basically, that's like a compressor, sort of, a limiter, and then of course an EQ on the master channel. So let me just walk you through that. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, I just love it. Now the melody, let's see. Beautiful, beautiful. And then what else do I have here? We also have on the synth. The limiter, yeah, same thing. Oh yeah, what I do on as far as side chaining, I imagine you guys know what side chaining is. Side chaining is where you use the kick, usually the kick, to duck the sound of the 808 or any sort of synth sound. Love it, great job. Thanks so much. Never mind. Hopes in. Look in your history if you watched it. Oh yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, I think I tend to add too much. Yeah, right. Offset, Metro. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, Ric Flair. Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, Offset, Metro. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So yeah. His name was Ill Mind. But I'm sure you guys know what side chaining is. I learned side chaining from Saddlewick. Saddlewick's another mentor of mine. I call them friends, but I've never met these beautiful people. But the first guy that got me into this, his name is Chris Punsalon. I know all the kind of the top, I don't mean top, but the main 10 guys that I think really brought internet production to the surface. Obviously, there's all the big guys like Cash Money AP, but I think even him, no one knows who he is except us nerds, right? Like internet guys that produce online. But Nick Mira, he's amazing. You know, the whole like Internet Money group. But who got me into it was Chris Punsalon, a young man from Vegas. Maybe in his mid-20s. And he was the first one. He likes John Mayer, so that's why I think I liked him as well. Plus, he's brown, so, we brown people, we're always looking for someone that looks like us. But I don't really care who it is. But he was amazing. And then Pat Ryan, let's cook, let's arrange. I love Pat Ryan. And then Saddlewick, I was mentioning how Saddlewick, he is a producer, uses Ableton. I love Ableton. I think I learned most of my stuff regarding Ableton from him, even though I've been using Ableton for a long time for recording and live stuff. And yeah, I recorded my CD, I believe. Well, I think I did that in ProTools. You can check it out, by the way. It's an EP. It's 5 songs, all original stuff. It's all like indie stuff, iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. Just type in David Trig. It's called How Do You Feel? But I learned all of my master stuff from Saddlewick. And then side chaining I was mentioning. So side chaining, I learned that from him. and it's very common, of course. But you use the kick mostly, and then, or it can be even a quiet, just pulse, or you can use LFO tool, which I think a lot of, especially EDM guys like it. I think Sadowik loves that. For hip hop, I don't think you need LFO tool because there's not a lot of dum dum. There's not a lot of that feel, EDM stuff. But I like EDM. I have a thing a song that I did. I'll show you to you here. Show you that in a second. That it's EDM-ish, BTS-ish. Our kids love BTS. BTS, right? BTS, not BST. Yeah, BTS. The K-pop group. They saw them here at Staples like 3-4 times. I'm in Long Beach, California, so just close by here to LA. So, but the kick, sidechain, the way you do that in FL, it's not the easiest, but you just click here on the kick, and then you to the 808, and then you click on this guy, boop, like that, and then you make sure you bring the volume down so it's not repeating itself. And then on the 808, you add the limiter, and then you do here limit and the comb, which is for compression, and then you add the sidechain channel, which in this case it's 1 kick. Normally it says kick on here, but I think it just says 1 this time. And then you go from there. You kind of you adjust the threshold, the knee, the ratio. And I did the same thing with the synth as well, as you can see. I normally pan. This is what I learned from John Sign. He talks about frequency design, and I'm getting better at my frequency design so that it's. So I use this. He uses a plugin that I forget what the name of it is. I think I downloaded it. I forget the name of it, but I'm never going to find it here. No idea what it's called. But it's something that it's like it basically shows you a graphic of your sound design on your master channel so that you can see what frequencies are missing, or if they're all bunched up on the 50 hertz, too many lows or too many highs. So it's very, very useful. And then I downloaded his free chart that basically guides you through what you should have on the left channel, right channel, center channel. So basically your hi-hats, I think is what he says, should be on your left channel. And then your like percussion or things like that on your right. And then of course all the melodic stuff, kick, snare, melodies in the middle, vocals in the middle. So that really helps me to make these beats sound more open. Yeah, I don't like that Dune sound. It's too dumb. Oh well. Now what is this at the bottom here? This. Oh yeah, the crashes. Yeah. I don't like to use too many crashes because I think they're so, obvious, I guess. But sometimes the drop, it's hard to have that drop really be unique. Like, so for example, if I go from the intro to the drop here. So John Sign is the one who taught me that, just that little break there and then the crash into the drop, because you want that drop to obviously be unique and stand out. One of the things that I'm learning how to do is how to double things up. Like the first half, like let's say the intro, it's what it is, and then the drop comes, and then you double up. Let's say on the snare, you double up on the lead, and then the second time through the drop, then you take something out. So I'm doing that more and more, trying to just add some variety and spice to things. So, let me go to Ableton. Speaking of that, being that I talk about it a lot, let me go to Logic first. I like Logic. I don't like Logic too much. Percussion, good info. Thank you. Left, hi-hat, right, producer, everything else. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dan, I'm very close to you. Lake Elsinore. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I have friends up in Lake Elsinore. I call them besties. Use FL, created a couple. Yeah, BC Work Beats. Yeah, totally. Ill Mind of Hobson. Okay. Yeah, okay, that must be it. Ill Mind, yes. He's awesome. Yeah, FL Studio. He uses FL and created a couple of VSTs. Yeah, Busy Works. I love busyworkbeats.com. I think he's in Texas, right? I think so. Very close to you, like us in our dynamics. Yeah, good info. Thank you. Left. Yeah. Percussion. Totally. So let's see. Here is Logic. I don't like Logic that much, but it is super simple and it's very clean. John Sign uses Logic. Ocean Gang or Drown. I love Ocean. I love all these guys' tags. My tag is here somewhere. Let's see if you can hear it.
Tell me, yeah. Tell me
David
that you
Trig,
love me.
producer T-Red.
That's my tag right there. David Trig, producer T-Red. So, but yeah, Ocean uses Logic. I'm a Music Mogul uses Logic. Who else did I mention? Someone else. Oh, yeah, Pat Ryan uses Logic. John Sign, as I said, I really respect that young man. He's amazing. The guy from Germany. He looks Syrian, but he lives in Germany. People think I'm from India, which, as I said, I don't mind. People can tell me anything. I think we all are human beings. I was born in Nicaragua and raised here in Long Beach, California. Theo Vaughn, by the way, just funny. Like, I love comedy because these guys, I love people who speak really well because I speak also a lot. So, and comedians are just geniuses. My tag is Natural Disaster. Yeah. Glad you know. Oh, yeah, totally. Busy Work Beats, yeah, totally. .com. I'm not a big fan of his channel only because it's I don't know. I guess I outgrew some of that stuff, most of that stuff, and it's I think it's like good entry level stuff. But for knowledge, I like to go to Sadowik. I think he's a genius, and then John Sign. But anyway, so John Sign, he uses Logic. And so, yeah, let's see here. What do we have? But yeah, I don't like Logic too much because, what I do love about Logic, I love their built-in stuff, like all their built-in stock sounds. They're good. Yeah, I don't use a lot of my other stuff, Omnisphere, whatever, Nexus. I end up using a lot of their stuff. And, of course, the interface is really pretty. It's like GarageBand, which I use for podcasting. I have a podcast, by the way. You can go to davidtree.com/podcast and check it out. I talk about a lot of music and positive mindset and mental health and overcoming kind of all the blocks that we as creatives go through. So, but anyway, let's play this.
Tell me, yeah.
David Trig, producer T-Red.
Like that bell sound at all. John Sign, yes, Jon. Let me type it in here. Jon, John Sign. He's amazing. I love him. Again, he doesn't teach you anything like tutorial wise. There's no like actual tutorial, like meaning screen share. But I don't know. It's just the way he talks. It's just amazing. But what I was saying about comedians is there's a guy named Theo Vaughn. He's Nicaraguan as well, even though he looks like German, like a German guy, but. His dad is Nicaraguan, so there aren't a lot of us around, so I like connecting with those guys. Yes, even the bell. This sounds nice. Oh, you like that? Okay, yeah. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know.
David Trig, producer T-Red.
Okay. We know you like your name. Okay, gotcha. That's the M50, which is I'm a big fan of, the Korg M50, D50, I'm sorry. But yeah, I could design it a little bit better, but you know what I would do on this? I'm going to EQ it, so let's work on this guy. Here's what I'm going to do. There it is. There it is. That's it. There's more I can do here. Let's see. too much, but this is going to be too much, but it's a good idea. So let's see here. I like this toot horn thing. It's kind of like a vinyl sizzle type thing, noise thing. You know, really what I would do, if that is MIDI right, is bring it up an octave. Watch this, it's going to be so much better. I'm going to bring it up an octave. It's just that sound is too low. Let's see here. This one I have on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel, and I have the vocals on this one. I sing on this one. I don't know what I just did there, but let's see here. I wanna, yeah. Bring it up an octave. Let's see here. Yep, that's it. That's what I wanted to do. Now bring it way down. It's too hot now. Yeah. Argentina, yes. Viva el mate. Mate y la, what is that kind of carne that you guys like? All carne, right? My nutritionist is Argentinian. And also my physical therapist, no, my personal trainer is Argentinian. Love those. It's just purity. I like purity. Yeah, it's a little too clunky. Yeah, it's not perfect. See how this is what Ill Mind is talking about. This, somehow when I play, you know, I have my piano here and I play. I mean, I'm a pretty good piano player. But sometimes, I think in just all the fumbling around of pressing play and I don't know, sometimes even hearing the click, it sounds great when I play it, like when I'm playing it, and then when I put it all together, it's like a little off, and then once you try to fix MIDI, it's forget it. I mean, it's doable, but Cash Money, that's what he does. He kind of hacks his way through the melody on the piano. He's not a very good piano player, which I don't think you have to be that great of a piano player, although it does help. It helps me a lot. Although, I mean, like Simon Servita and some of these other guys are, I mean, what's the guy name? What's the guy that plays the piano really well? Not the white guy with the glasses, the older guy, but the African-American guy. It was with a Z or something. But anyway, he's like a genius, but I'm average, good to good. But, so Cash Money, a lot of the guys, you know, they write in the MIDI. I just don't need to. I mean, it would take me way longer to write in the MIDI. But what I do try to do sometimes is to fix the MIDI one note at a time, but it's annoying. That's how my noise sounds when I don't use my Marley headphones. That's right. No quieres volar por la gente y también tu mente, todos juntos y en los puntos. That's good. That's how my noise sounds when I don't use my Marley headphones. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you have to kind of, what am I doing here? I don't need a marker. Sometimes I forget what program I'm using, and I'm using commands for different programs. So, what's all that? All that noise suddenly came in. I don't know what happened there. I don't think it's my computer, is it? I didn't add any effects on this. I don't know what happened there. How come that just suddenly started? I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Okay, well, let's go on. Next, let's go to Ableton, because Ableton rocks the world. Yeah, all Argentinians seem to be blonde. Both, actually, my nutritionist, she's blonde. The girl who does my personal training. She's not. But it's the Italian, right? Italian, European, mostly Italian, correct? It's clipping a bit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. It was, I don't know what it was. Did I add something to it? I don't know. I guess I did. Yeah. But yeah, Ableton is the way to go, man. No doubt about it. Actually, you know, it's funny. I got so into Ableton that I was I wasn't overwhelmed by it. I basically mastered it. I mean, is that possible? Can you master something? I mean, at least to that level, right? I mean, there are levels to everything, but I like to master things. I like to be a jack of all trades, but I also like to master things as much as possible. Because then I like to teach things in a very, I don't know, useful way. I don't really get into like, okay, 50 hertz and 80. I mean, I know that stuff, but I like to, more than anything, use these tools in effective ways. Like, how do you actually make a beat? How do you actually make something sound great? How do you EQ a vocal, or how do you use auto-tune, and why? I'm not totally interested in all of that. Like Sadowik, he is just a genius. I call him the Bob Ross because of his voice of the internet. But let's see here. Rhodes, yeah, I like the Rhodes sound. Is this the Lizard, I think? Can master anything else. Exactly. Yeah. Cheers 420 somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Still sounded awesome. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I like to use the 62. I have the, what is it? The M Audio 62. Code 61, not 62, 61. I really love just a regular piano, like 88 keys, weighted keys. I have just a regular piano up there, meaning like an upright. Obviously not USB or anything. It's just an upright. But yeah, the 61's fine. I mean, I do love the 88 keys. Like at church, I play just the regular grand piano there, which is lovely. But yeah, if I could fit a grand piano in here and I could somehow use it as a controller, it would be like the perfect instrument. I'm sure there are plenty. I mean, like Coldplay, which I love. He uses a hybrid, right, of some sort of upright, but it's also MIDI, electrical, blah, blah. So yeah, that's what I would want. Oh yeah, so so then that's that. And the drums, of course, you guys know how to use the drum rack on Ableton is just genius. The easiest way to do MIDI drums is Ableton's drum rack. Logic, terrible. I mean, you have to kind of like make things up, and I finally figured it out, but yeah, and then FL, yeah, it's actually pretty good, with the piano roll, is that what it's called? Whatever that sequencer thing, it's not bad. Yeah, and then what else? I guess those are the main three, right? Yeah, Logic, Ableton, FL. Pro Tools, yeah, I mean, I like to use, excuse me, I forget who it is. Is it one of the guys? Maybe it is Sadowik. There's another guy that I love. He uses a lot of audio files for his drums. Oh yeah, it is the guy, Kenny Beats. That's him. Kenny Beats. He uses all audio files instead of MIDI. I like that. I do it a lot too. Yeah. So let's see. Let's try that. So you Cubase. Yeah, Reaper. Oh yeah, for sure. I love teaching it as well. How people learn cannabis ceiling. Yeah, exactly. I think I can master exactly. Yeah, not Cubase, but Reaper, of course. Yeah, I love Reaper. I have it down here, right? Yeah, up there. Yeah, not for beat making. I think it's very clunky because all the subdivisions are pretty clunky, and I don't know, it's not very clean. in terms of beat making, but for live recording, it's cheaper than Pro Tools, obviously. I mean, I have Pro Tools, and I forget how much. I think I pay for it every month. Same with Ableton. I pay for it every month. I think I almost paid it off. This is like $800 for this program. You know, this is the whatever, the full thing, beta, but it's the full whatever it is anyway. So, but I love Ableton. But so let's see here. Let's use some drums. Just type in kick here and find a kick. I do love EDM. That sounds like the intro to Kenny Beats. I asked a question about if you can. I asked a question. Oh yeah, what was it? Teaching as well, listening. Yeah, I use Reaper. Yeah, I use Reaper, not Cubase, but yeah. So was there another question? I don't know if I missed it, but yes, I do use Reaper, not Cubase. I don't. I haven't tried Cubase. I have another. Oh yeah, and I have another young man I like. His name is Ryan something. He plays guitar and he uses Ableton. So here we go, kick. And then see a snare. Sure. So let's see here. Wow, that's a loud snare. Sorry about that. That's a question, but yeah. Yeah, please ask it again. I'm sorry if I missed it. Duh. Okay, let's see here. I like subdivide this to 8s at least. It's going to be way too slow, isn't it? About 135. 134. Hi-hat. Hat. How about? Sure. Why not? And I like how you can just repeat like that in Ableton, just D, Control D. That's way too many. I think I might have messed this up. Yeah. So let's see here. Let's bring this guy back all the way here. Just 2 bars or 1 bar. Let's do 2 bars. I asked a question about if you can control B, same in FL. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here it's actually, I think it's control D. D as in David, but it's the same idea, definitely. So yeah. What's going on here? Those are, oh, that's why. Okay, those are not 8. That's why. That would help if they were 8s. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. So, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, I like the audio idea. You can't replace the sounds obviously as easily, but I like it. Yeah. Okay, so here, N1. Yep, that's it. So then once you have that, then you just, and you can actually do this, which is really awesome. In Ableton, you can just highlight the whole thing. You can do this in most DAWs, but and then Control D and boom. So that's the idea when you use audio, which is really nice. I love it. It's punchier. I don't know. There's something visual about it that I really like. The drum rack, of course, is really simple. I mean, a drum rack in Ableton, you just go to drums here, and you just choose any of these. Let's say the 707 Flight Time Kit, and then there it is. All the sounds. Yeah. More cowbell, exactly. So to record here, press 1. That's just a shortcut that I added, and there we go. So let's go back here to the beginning. Pretty awesome. You can combine the two. And what's nice about the drummer, you can then choose another, like the 808 chord kit or the boom kit. It's a really like more trappy hip hop sounding. So you can combine the two. And then some add piano here. Something that I've noticed that affects my playing is first all this kind of twisting and turning that I'm doing, and then this Arturia Mini Lab. I love it, but the keys are super small, and they're just too small. So that's why I like the bigger keyboard. And I have other keyboards that I like more than this one. I have a 49. What is that? An M Audio, I think, which I like a lot. I think that's part of why sometimes a clunkiness, because I can't quite get to the keys in time. Estoy grabando, gracias. So that's what happens sometimes. Also, another thing that affects piano playing is, I think, the angle, and then my sustain pedal is on the other piano. So anyway, I think when it comes to piano playing, it's really tough to use these tiny pianos or these MIDI controllers because they're just small. They're more for like just little melodies. Or chords, maybe just little chords here. Like that. But if you're going to play actually like a whole melody line, I mean, you see all these guys that play piano. What's his name? The guy with a Z. He's pretty big, famous guy. I don't know. They use 88 keys pianos. They hardly use a little one sometimes, but more cowbell. Yeah. Who was that? The SNL Pharrell, right? So the bass, normally I use the moto bass, which is like a nice, just actual sampler. Not awesome. Beautiful. I like that moto bass. So good. And that's obviously not an 808, but for 808s in Ableton, and the Rhodes, I played that earlier. And I think for the Rhodes, it's the Lounge. Oh yeah, this is like the best. I mean, the Lounge Lizard is just king. Although, you know what I like about Ableton, speaking of stock, is they have all the instruments. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now. What I was going to show you as far as the 808, the way you do that in Ableton is by using the sampler. And so you put in a sampler here. And this is what's so perfect. Oh, actually, I think it's a simpler. Actually, no, not sampler. Simpler. It's a little bit simpler. So yeah. So then once you have that, let's say you just find a bunch of sample packs. Let's see, shake. I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, I think I have these on Dropbox, so it takes a little while to load. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Okay. So these are actually loops. So one shots. Here we go. Are there any 808 one shots here? Yeah. It's downloading stuff from Dropbox, which is dumb. But let's see. Okay, so let me just go to, let's say, there's John Sign has a bunch of great stuff. So Kenny Beats, here's an 808. So let's say I use this one. Oh, so you drop it into Simpler or whatever that was, and then you have it. Let's see here. Once you do this. Ah, so good. Not beautiful. So. It's clipping. Sorry, guys. Sorry there. Mother Nature. Bring this down so loud here. That's great. So that's how you use, that's how you do 808s. I use the Spins 808 a lot. That's just a great sound. So let's see. I think I've made a bunch of beats. I know I have. Kylie, oh yeah. This is funny. I did that. Did you hear Nora sound great? Good, it's great so far. Good job, but yes, exactly. So thank you so much. So the Kylie Jenner did a little she sang, oh, it didn't load on here. Oh, it's missing. Click here. Oh man, I don't know where it went. Oh well, I sampled her singing to her little girl, North? No, I forget the name of her daughter. And it went viral on YouTube, and I made a sample or a beat of it. So, but it's missing the actual file. I don't know where it went. I don't know why it's not on in here. Man, click here. Okay, so yeah, I don't know where it went. Yeah. I must have moved it. Ariana. Because then Ariana Grande was saying, oh, can I use that sample of you singing to your girl, your daughter, for one of her songs? So, well, anyway, you won't be able to hear it, so I'll just play you the beat without the main part. Just dumb. Let's see. It's missing. Yeah. Yeah, it's missing Kylie singing, so it's just not as fun. Let's see. Speaking of fun, this one's called Just for Fun, so don't say that one. Let's see what this one sounds like. Okay. Yikes. Let's see, what do I have on here? Look at 79% on the, it's probably the silent. Yeah, wow, that's way too much CPU there, huh? 70%. Well, it must be silent. Yeah, silent does take forever. What do I have for the lead? What is this? System something? Oh yeah, the Roland, yeah. Yeah, these. So what you do on here is, this is what's so nice about Ableton, is you just simply freeze a track and then you turn it to audio. Well, freeze and you flatten it, and then you flatten it, and then it's audio. That simple. So freeze it, and it's going to save the CPU like by 3,000%. Although this is 73%, I'm not even playing anything, so that's kind of weird. But this will help, I think. So then you flatten it. So this is what I love about Ableton as far as that kind of stuff. Drums, will leave it alone. The bass shouldn't be a problem. With silent, yeah, silent can be kind of crazy. Yeah, this is the old one I have, the old school one. But I'm going to also flatten, freeze, and flatten. There should just be one button that does both. But freeze and flatten, freeze. It just adds the clips together, freezing it. Yeah, what it does, it turns it to audio. Yeah, but it's so amazing because Live 9, so the one before this one, you couldn't do this, meaning turn MIDI into audio, if it had any effects on it. So what was the point, right? I mean, it still helped a lot because you're turning the VST with all of that CPU usage into audio. So, I mean, one MIDI file with, let's say, 4 or 5 effects, and if you're using like Diva or something, it could be like a 100 megabyte file. And when you turn it to audio, it's like 2 megabytes of audio. So the computer is going to just zoom right through it. But my point was that in Live 10, you can now turn the MIDI into audio, and it includes all of your effects, which is so awesome, including compression, side chaining effects, the whole 9 yards. So that is awesome. So now let's hear it. Ooh, now it's super loud, huh? Let's see. Let's bring everything down here. Wow. Everything's so loud. Yeah. Nice. I know what this is. Wow, that's really cool. I know what I did here. No, those are like live drums. 24/7 kit. Yeah, that's a good one. Nice. Oh yeah, I had that. Yeah, pan left. This one should be right. Nice. And you notice how it just, I mean, look at the percentage, like 2%. Ah, so good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll just play with this. So I'm going to EQ this first of all. Let's see. Is it at 44? I think I wrote that. Yeah, I think it's at a 44. Yeah, 44. 44.1. So the bass, let's EQ it. Let's play with this so we can clean this up. Let's see. So good. I'm gonna add a drum bus to this. Oh, this is so good. Listen to this. Oh, it already has drum bus. Awesome. Great. Oh yeah, I didn't flatten this one. Awesome. So good. I'm gonna add a little bit more crunch. I want it to sound kind of dirty and kind of like punkish. It's not picking it up. Am I too high in the... There it is. Cool. There's not much to do to this. You know what I would do on this one? I would add a filter to this. I actually have these effects. I hope they work. I don't know if they've already expired. This GHZ low. Yeah, I have to buy them now. So let's see. I was using the demo. So, but the filter on this, the Ableton filter is so good. Let's listen to this. Like little FM sound there. I think I'm gonna leave it without it. Yeah, no, exactly. Chilifying. Now the lead, let's add the same thing. I want to add some verb to this one. Low cut, little pre-delay. Also add a little bit of crystallizer. Oh, the Echo Boy. Oh, if it works. I don't know if it also expired. Oh, nice. Still works good. This is so good. Listen to this. CPUs. Freaking out again. Okay, let's see the default classics. This analog is so good. Yeah, when I'm streaming, some of these are just too much. So I use those when I'm not streaming, and I can still use them. But these actually are really nice. I'm just bought they're already expired. Man, those GHZ are so awesome. I'm gonna buy them. They're like $70 for the whole thing. This H reverb is so good too. Like old school, like super thick. Now let's fix this guy. This is the guy that's really going crazy. Let's see. First, we're going to EQ it always, then we're going to compress the whole thing. Way better. Let's compress. Let's arrange. I love compression, especially on the drums, obviously, in the bass. So let's compress. Now let's add compression on the drums. Now just copy this. Actually, I think this is. It's the only bummer about using so many DAWs. I sometimes forget some of the the key shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts. On the bass, though, this is awesome. Sidechain is right here. I love that. It's so good. Sidechain, drums, and you choose the kick. Kick. See that? It's pulsing with the kick. Slow attack, slow release, ratio all the way. That click is where you don't want that click. You get rid of the click by the ratio. I'm going to add the same compressor to the synth and to the lead. Just copying it there. That's the automation. Yeah, I like that. Perfect. Synth. Let's see, making hits across the globe. If you don't know, now you know out your speakers and in your earlobe. Okay. That's right. That's totally true. You know, like I forget, I think it was Ill Mind again. He was saying how, yeah, music, and this is, you know, for us feelers, creatives, empaths, like this stuff is mechanical, but I mean, like to me, I'm looking for the same feeling that a guitar and my voice or a vocal gives me. It's just that feeling of connection, like to yourself, to your emotions, to your feelings, the sadness, the loneliness, you know, those beautiful feelings, I think. Crying. I mean, I love crying. It's like my wife that I love. It's probably my favorite feeling is to cry, because it's a thing that, I don't know, it just releases, it frees you up. It's physical, it's psychological, it's spiritual, the whole thing. So even though I'm on a computer and we're doing this, right, live streaming and all this stuff, it is touching the world, absolutely. So I believe it. Yeah. Now, let's arrange, as Pat Ryan would say, Control D. And now we're going to just, let's see, get rid of this guy. This is where I love FL because you can delete things super easy here. It's not bad, but it's not as easy. A. No A because I forgot to unloop it. Here we go. A. The other thing that Sadowik taught me is to mix quietly, so my ears should not have them super. I don't like crying. Total empathy, inspiration. Exactly. I like it. Yeah, exactly. I don't like crying. My face looking in some kind of way. Yeah. Yeah. What do they call it? Ugly crying. Yeah. Crying is just by very nature. It's very nature. It's so interesting because I was seeing my friend cry in my office the other day. I was also doing the same thing, kind of spiritual guidance. It's the most, I hate the word ugly, but it's the most ugly, beautiful thing to see somebody else cry. Like, I have friends that don't like to see people cry. That's when I stare at them the most, because we're all seeing ourselves, right? Like the Bible, it says that he will wipe away every tear from our eyes. It's beautiful, beautiful picture of heaven, how Jesus will wipe away every tear from our eyes. That's what we do, right? For our kids, for those we love, is we wipe away, like this idea. Or when I was watching a manager of a boxing match, and a 27-year-old boxer just died 3 days ago just got knocked out and died in the hospital. He was in a coma for a couple hours and died that same night. And the promoter, who you think, he's I don't know, no feelings and all about the money, but he was crying and he was doing this, wiping away his tears from his eyes. And that's what a mother does. That's what a father does. That's what we do to our own tears. That's what God does. He says, Revelations 21, that he'll wipe away every tear from our eyes. Exactly. Yeah. Not nice to fool Mother Nature. Yeah. I'm life that don't throw something and she'll try to saw her spit it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, the Bible is it's a beautiful book. Revelations 21 says that he will wipe away every tear from their eyes. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture of heaven, just the idea of God, a supreme being, taking away pain. It's such a beautiful feeling and beautiful truth. As I said, like a parent or, for my friend, I'm not going to go wipe her tears. That wouldn't be right. But I gave her a Kleenex. Just something even that simple, just giving someone a Kleenex or a handkerchief or something. It's so compassionate. Isn't it the most beautiful thing to see someone cry? In Job, it talks about how when he was suffering, his friends just sat with him and basically watched him cry. That's beautiful. Let's see here. Oh. I like that bass. Now I don't like whatever is little too. Is it? I think it's drums, right? Excuse me. Yeah, it is the bass. I'm going to use that filter after all, because I think it's a little too wet, a little too nasty, too punk. Let's see here. Yeah. And then add some transients. This is called transient, this little bump here. It's kind of like the spike of the beat. Or resonance, also the same thing. So, yeah. Oh yeah, respect my marriage. Yeah, respect. Yeah, what was I thinking about marriage? I think it was last week I heard a study that they showed babies, like 3-month-old babies, pictures of just themselves them and their siblings, if they had siblings, like 2 or 3. And then them with just their mom, and them with just their dad, and then them with the whole family. And they smiled the most with a picture of the whole family. I thought that was so like human. Like, it was a study on divorce and the effects of divorce, and just how I think from whether it's nature or nurture or both, we're built into being a family. I was talking to our daughter, who's now 18 and in college. She was saying that all her friends at work, she works at a store here in the area, a juice bar, and that all her friends, they talk to her about their loneliness and things, and it's all stemming, at least for her friends, from just not feeling loved by their parents. And it just makes sense how those babies, you know, they know, like, man, I need love. And our daughter was telling us the same thing. Like, that's what we need. She needs love, and she was just thanking us for loving her imperfectly as we do. But yeah, we definitely love her and talk to her and all that stuff, especially now, 18-year-old. Right there. See, this is FL does this super easy. Like, here you have to like click on these 3 things and then go back a little bit. But in FL, it's just like bam, just goes. Yeah, that's not as good. I think if we just stop the drums, that should help. I don't like to do the whole 80s like drum and bass thing only, but sometimes it's kind of fun. Like here, I think I'll do it. we will rock you. Yeah, this is just fun. But yeah, as far as loneliness, loneliness. Yeah, I did a whole training on loneliness, and I have no answers, but I definitely think it's a killer of dreams, of life, of people, loneliness. I don't blame social media. I mean, I think that's sure, that's an easy cop-out, but I think loneliness is a reflection of traffic and of freeways and of the Industrial Revolution, where we left the home to go work. And I'm not saying let's go back to like being Amish, but I'm just saying that loneliness is a necessary evil. It's kind of the price we pay to make money and to have freedom and to travel and to all that stuff. But you know, I believe in the human spirit, and even though a lot of kids you would think that are committing suicide or deal with anxiety, depression, things, I mean, the human spirit knows what's true. It knows what's, the Bible again calls it, whatever is true, think on these things. And so I love that idea that we all are going to pursue what's true. It's like vegetables. Like you can say, I don't want them, but eventually you're like, I need that because your body. However, I don't know how that works, but our bodies just, especially your digestive system, right? All the bacteria in there and all that stuff, inflammation, all that stuff, all that good stuff. It tells you that you need to clean up your system. I think that loneliness is the same way. It's like a sign telling you need people. Going through a horrible time right now, yeah. Making this across globe. If you didn't know, now you know. Good job. Making hits across globes, right? Grateful my daughter's live right now. As far as, right, been a horrible week, yeah. But it's really, yeah, exactly, yeah. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, it's, loneliness is like, it's a disease. It's like high blood pressure. It tells you that you're under stress, or you're maybe you're having to surrender. I mean, a lot of my anxiety, I've dealt with anxiety since I was a young boy in my 20s. It's a result of, some of it, sure, it's trauma and the war that I went through in my 20s, when I was 8, not 20, but I finally broke out into anxiety stuff and panic attacks in my 20s. But I think that now it's really a result of just holding on so tight. I want to control everything out of that same fear, out of that same desire to not be afraid of losing my job or health issues or my kids or my wife. But when I surrender all that to God, Psalm 27 says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" And that's another beautiful analogy. You know, if God is my light, meaning He's the photon that I can ride on, meaning He's the energy, He's the life, He's the clarity. You know how we always like, oh, I need clarity, I need a plan, I need to know what I'm doing or where this is going. Well, Psalm 27 says, "The Lord is my light, God is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" And so fear is a direct result of hanging on, of trying to be your own light. And the Bible also says that if the darkness inside of you is great, how great is that darkness? Meaning, if there's no light inside of us, then how can we find our way out? So anyway, I don't even know what I said there, but what I'm trying to say is that for me, anxiety was holding on. And when I finally, through pain and through who knows what, a lot of stuff, began to surrender all my fears to God and to just the way things are supposed to be, then I began to feel less anxious. Yeah, it's true to you. She's 14. It's big heart. It's wonderful. Oh, it's wonderful. Not letting change happen. Yeah, God is frequency. Fear is not knowing. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly. Very, very much so. Not knowing. It's yeah. If I could look back and say one thing to myself, I'd say, you know, you just can't know. You can't know. You can't know. That's why it seems like human nature is to want to know. Like the whole story of Adam and Eve, right? And the knowledge, the tree of knowledge. It's all about like, I want to know. But it seems like we're not supposed to know. And even though that sounds counterintuitive, but actually there's peace in not knowing. Like actually not knowing gives you peace. Ooh, this is nice. This is called Strange Nights. I like that shaker. Ooh, yeah, baby. That's good. Too. What do I have on the Rhodes? Rhodes, EQ, reverb, 2 reverbs. Oh, that's 3 reverbs. No wonder it sounds so good. I have 3 reverbs on this thing. I don't know why. Let's see. Did I really mean to do that? Probably not. Let's see here. It sounds better with 3 reverbs. I guess I'll put them back in. I learned this from, I think it was Saddlewick. He said, 2 compressors, 2 reverbs, 3 reverbs on the same track. He's all for it. It's not very intense on the CPU, and it does, in this case, sounds amazing. I know, huh? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. How about we unmute it? I like that shaker, man. What's this 808? Yeah, this 808. See, it's that simpler. We should write something to this. LOL reverb flying. Exactly. Reverb iffy. Oh. I like the 808. Oh yeah, this is a built-in stock piano. I love that. Yeah, listen to this piano. Do I use a shimmer on this one? No. Dude, the shimmer is so beautiful. I think it has a little shimmer, right? Sounds like it, huh? Shimmer is a life, man. Let me add some shimmer so you can see what shimmer does. Besides, like, be magic. Let's see here. Shimmer right here. This is probably too much, but let's see here. Yeah, it's gonna crap out again. Yeah, you can't appreciate it. Let me flatten it so we can appreciate it. Freeze track. I do want to use it. It's just too beautiful to not hear it. The shimmer is just, I don't know, it's like pixie dust or something. It's so beautiful. Here we go. Yeah, okay, I like those words. Dude, you need to send me like you singing so I can add this to the track. Add your thing to the track. Flying through the clouds, smoking on this loud, never know we never found. Can't we let go? I like that. Sounds good. I'm gonna use some of these lyrics, put it down, send it back to you. Or send me more lyrics, you know, just email me. Trig at David Trig. Or here, whatever. Fly through the clouds, smoking on this loud, never knowing, never found. Why we can't let go. Why we can't let go. Fly through the clouds, smoking on this loud, never knowing, never found. Why we can't let go. Neck is hurting. Oh. Leaning forward so much. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's called Strange Nights. Okay. Yeah, this is that West Coast one that I was working with, a young man that I was working with. He was working on his senior project. And so we made this beat together and he sang, I think it was mostly like a singing R&B type thing that we did. Yeah, this is going to totally crap out, isn't it? Yeah. Super loud too, my goodness. Why is it so loud? Yeah. When I'm streaming my poor little, what is an i5? I need an i7. Let's see, let's freeze it so we can hear this. Guitar, bass, that's not really the problem. DX7, shouldn't be the problem. The Nexus, yeah, definitely the Nexus is a problem. Freeze, and take it a little bit. It's worth it though to hear it. This is what West Coast sounds like. See, I mean, I think his name was Marcos. He played me a couple of West Coast tracks. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's like beach and like fresh air and relaxed kind of thing, like top down, and palm trees all around. So it makes sense that it's called West Coast. Grand piano. I don't think that really is a problem. DX7. Yes, it's mostly the Nexus. Yeah. Let's do the DX7. Just might as well. But yeah, it was mostly that Nexus that was killing the CPU. It's usually like Nexus or Omnisphere for sure, Diva. Not all of them do that. Just a few of the VSTs. They're pretty heavy and CPU intense. Yeah, same what I wrote. Every comma has a pause. Okay. We change. We arrange. Never staying the same. Going through this life, dealing with the strife, surviving the game. And I like that a lot, man. I really do. That is really good. Man, it's just, I'm just saying man, but I call my girlfriends bro. They're like, dude, I'm not a bro. It's just expression. Term of endearment. Bro. All right. Da-da-da. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like this one. It's too slow, I can tell already. Yeah, this is West Coast. You can tell it's like almost like NWA, but more light and fluffy than that. Woo. It's West Coast thing. Gotta let go and forever change. Always will remain strong, committed, and party insane. That sounds awesome. That sounds really good. As we change, we arrange, never staying the same. Going through this life, dealing with the strife, surviving the game. It's that West Coast thing. Gotta let go and forever change. Always we will remain strong, committed, and party insane. That is really, really good. That is really good. Send me lyrics. I'll do them and send them back to you, and you can post them on your YouTube and share the love. Like I said, I want to just do something with all this stuff. That's really good. It's that West Coast thing. Gotta let go. Forever change. Always we will remain. Strong, committed, and party insane. As we change, we rearrange. Never staying the same. Going through this life. Dealing with the strife. Surviving the game. Yeah. Surviving the game. Surviving the game. That's solid. Yeah, I know you just did. Solid. Yeah. I think it'd be awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's all here. So check out my YouTube and whatever. And my YouTube is, let me just put it in here. You can listen to all the songs I have on there and just right away. The thing is just Teacher Girls 1. You could be us. Absolutely. That would be amazing. Yeah, take all the stuff from my YouTube, just download it or listen to it or whatever, and yeah, write your lyrics and send them to me, and I'll already been adding. Yeah, exactly, totally, and I'll then record the vocals. I like this one. Yeah, this is one that this young man. I think it's an actual song, and I just remade it. I'm pretty sure of that. He showed me a West Coast type thing, and that was his senior project, and yeah, he did really well. Oh, I have the O's in here, yeah. That's part of it too. We use a limiter instead. Ooh, sounds so good. Okay, let's go to another one here. Final Hour. Did I already play that one? I think I did. Yeah, Ableton is just perfect. Perfecto mundo. I love it. I think I can come up with, I come up with the best stuff on Ableton, meaning all that synchronization, perfection stuff. Again, perfect in a human kind of way. Perfect to the best of our abilities. Let's see.
David Trig.
Ooh, that sounds good. What is that? Besides being super loud. Let's see.
David Trig producer Sheeran.
Oh, this is West Coast for sure. Yeah.
David Trig producer Sheeran.
Let's get rid of that tag. So good. West Coast for sure.
David Trig producer Sheeran.
I like that one a lot. That's totally good. West Coast for sure. This one, Lonely Again. Speaking of loneliness, let's try this one, see what this is like. All these are unreleased, but all finished beats. I mean, I just have to arrange them and, well, so they're not finished, but the idea is finished. The main concept. The main thesis of the song.
David.
Oh boy. Super loud. Let's get rid of these tags again. Yeah. Oh, the D50. Okay, yeah, that's for sure killing everything. Let's freeze that. The D50 is another culprit. Eats up a ton of CPU. So let's fix that problemos. Flatten. Boop, okay. Let's see, 808. Oh, the Electra for sure. Oh, yeah, that is bad news. Freeze track. The root core of the whole thing. Yes. Perfectly imperfect. Yep. Is that a flute? Yeah, I think in the previous one, yes, it was a flute. Flatten it. What happened? Freeze and flatten. There it goes. Okay, grand piano. No, that's not that bad. It's built-in drums. Okay, I think that should be enough. Let's see. What's going on still here? What's in the master? Oh, the ozone. Yeah. That's the other problem. Ozone is beautiful, but takes a ton of stuff. All right, let's try it. What is still eating things up on here? The T50s already. Huh. It's really weird. Well, I guess we'll do the lounge too. Surprised. I have two other faster computers, but I don't have all my plugins in there, so that stinks. This is my i5, which is not as powerful when I'm streaming. It's fine for itself, but anyway, let's see. Second track, yes. Yeah, the D50 is definitely the problem. is it still doing that? I don't even have the master track. Yeah, the O's and it's off. That's really weird. Grand piano, I guess. Wow. Huh. Really strange. Yeah. I have one. It's all in there. But I think, you know, when you load a plugin, it seems to put a lot of stuff in your internal drive. And then, I don't know. I don't quite get it. I've tried to load it into computers and I don't know. I tried. I end up only being able to transfer like half of my plugins. But it's fine. I've kind of taken it as a challenge. Like, okay, I only have these plugins. I'm limited, so I'll just use something with less stuff. So it's kind of fun, creative like that. Yeah, Dropbox, exactly. There, we're going to pause the drums right there. That drum's amazing. Yeah, baby, look at that. Ooh, that bass, yep. I think at the end here I reversed it. I think I reversed something. It sounds reversed. That piano here sounds reversed. Awesome. No. Yeah, that's halftime. Yeah, definitely. Or maybe it's shimmered. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's an ARP, yeah. The hi-hats and the drums. Yeah, this is the ARP right here. Right there. Electra, yeah. It's so good. This is a great sound. Grand piano with shimmer. Drums, just amazing. Lounge is lounge. And then what do I have on the D50? Oh, it's probably the, like the flute or the, oh, ooh. It's so good. Oh, the Valhalla. What do I have on here? Oh yeah, vintage. Oof, so good. That vintage for the best. That's so good. It's like a pluck electric guitar. Wow, so good. All right, I like that one. buns. Bell buns. Let's see what this one sounds like. I think we'll do a last one. I need to go to bed. Let's see, what do we have here? Master, limiter, good. Let's see here. Ooh. So good. Man, I love that. Is that Pigments? What is that synth or that string stuff? Chords a la mort. Wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I added a little bit of filter there and some envelopes. It's so good. Wow. That's really nice. It's so good. That bass, hip hop sub bass, yeah, it's so good. Piano, that lead and that Pigment, oh, so good. So good. Wow. You know, like writing these songs is the reason I say, oh, it's so good. It's not like I'm saying, oh, wow, look at me. It's really just admiring music. It's just beautiful. That's all it is. Just admiring beautiful music, beautiful sounds, beautiful feelings. One more. Healing sounds. Speaking of healing, let's see. Did I already play this one? I think I did. Uno más para mis amigos en Argentina, Panamerica. Let's see here. What is this one? Let's see. Surprise me. Oh yeah, I already played this one, right? I think I did. Yeah. I think I did. Ooh. Let's see. Let's do this again. Let's freeze and flatten everything. Yeah, the Dune. Oh my goodness. The Dune is crazy. Let's see here. Flatten. Okay. So is Dune even working? Let's see. This Dune is the one that, see, yeah, it always does this. Let's see, what was it? Pads, maybe? I don't know. How come it's not playing? Wow. Okay, let's go for that. I'm not really sure what that was, but let's just assume that it's the pad. Wow. Let's freeze that. Exactly. Yeah. See, so right now, this is freezing all of this stuff into one audio file. All of the effects, all the compression, everything. It's so good. Flatten. All right, drums. Yeah, I don't think anything else with the sub bass has a built-in. Yeah, there you go. I like what was coming up there. And that flute, what was coming up? Anything? Is that all there was to it? I like the flute. I guess that was it. I like that. Oh, it was this one. It's good. Well, that will conclude the show. Thank you so much for watching. It's fun. Okay, I'll see you next time. Adios.